Hello, I'm Pam, and this is my channel, Made by Pam. So, today is Friday, November 19th, 2021. So, let's just get right into it. What did I sew this week? Well, let's see. I think I only really got one garment sewn. So, one piece of clothing. Yeah. Now, I did work on some rope rugs. I got some of those completed for my sister and for Christmas present and stuff. And then my sewing machine broke. Yeah. So, my sewing machine, it's an older machine. I got it back in like 1996. Yeah, so it's pretty old. And the little like pattern stitch gear selector thing, like just a little gear that that operates the machine for selecting what pattern, because it's an older machine, so it's all mechanical. There's like no computerized in it at all. And the little gear thing broke. Let me go ahead and show it to you. Okay. So, on my machine, had this lovely little gear. Yeah, it's busted. And it's plastic. So it just kind of goes together like that. And yeah, it broke. See? Like I was using it and I was doing a zigzag along the rope. And what happened? My machine started doing a straight stitch. I'm like, what the heck? And so I fiddled with it a little bit. And it went back to zigzag, and then it went back to straight. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I reach on the side. And see, this is my little, like, stitch selector. So this would be connected, in the machine. So it would be all connected. And you would just basically turn this knob, and it would select the gear. Well, that gear happened to break. So I went on sewingparts.com. Yeah. They used to have the little piece. They don't carry it anymore. It's no longer available. So I'm just like, well, so much for that. So I was able to switch my machine back so it would say straight stitch. But I don't know what I'm going to do. So it's no big deal. I do have other sewing machines. So I got out my CSI 6000, my computerized machine. I got that out and used it, and I finished my pants. And then for my rope rugs, I'll just use a $5 machine. Yeah, I got a machine for $5. So I was at one of my thrift stores. It was quite a couple years ago, and I happened to. Well, I was basically looking for a sewing machine cover, like one of those cases. And they had a case there, and it said $5 on it. I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. And when I picked it up, it had a machine in it. I'm like, okay, so they're selling the machine and the case for $5? Oh my goodness, score. So I looked at it and analyzed it. I'm like, yeah, this machine will work. So it works just fine, and I call it my kids' learning machine. So when they decide that they want to learn how to sew, which they've used it a couple times, that's the machine that I let them use. And that one, it's really simple. It only does a straight stitch and a zigzag. And they're just little knobs on the front of the machine that are just turn a little bit. And it's so simple and so easy that it's not like the stitch selector that goes clunk, clunk, clunk as you turn it. So, yeah, just that little dilemma. My machine breaking. But it's okay. The machine is old. Alright, so let's get into what else I sewed this week. So I sewed these pants. Yeah. So I told you I sewed rope rugs. Well, I finished my pants. I'm going to go ahead and stand up as my chair hits my pole. I have a pole right there. So these are my pants. I have put it along the top edge. Okay. And then the top edge of the pocket. And then on the pocket in here, it also has the lining. And I was kind of a little bit concerned about the fabric. Okay, so you stitch it, and if it's got too much tug, the fabric, it kind of separates a little bit, like it's a looser weave. And so I was kind of concerned about the stability of it, if it was going to be okay, like if I was going to have to line it. Well, it seems to be okay. And I like it, and I think it looks fabulous. I love the zigzags. And yeah, I did like a little different, cut the bib part a little bit different. But I think it looks great. So, what do I have planned to sew next? Well, I still have the other pair of overalls cut out that I need to finish sewing. Now, I did go to the fabrics. Well, I went to a thrift store. Yeah, I went fabric shopping. So, I went on Tuesday. You always have to look for those great deals. So, I found some fabulous fabric. My daughter just shakes her head and she's like, "What are you thinking, Mom?" She's like, "How am I related to you?" I'm like, "Well, I gave birth to you. You're my daughter. Of course you're related to me." She's like, "What am I going to do with you, Mom?" Well, she says that because I got this fabric. It's blue and it has snowflakes on it and it has snowmen. So let me go ahead and grab it and show it to you. Okay, I'm back. So I just love this fabric. And it's kind of shiny. It could be like a sew something festive. Yeah, that Delilah and Kim, like Delilah and Kim Gaddy, they are doing I'm So Festive, like hashtag type thing, little thing they're doing over on Instagram, and they've announced it, and this is like perfect for that I'm So Festive. But I just love it. Now the back side, it's got like a fleece back, so it's so soft and so cozy that it is going to just keep me warm. So they had 3 pieces of this, and I got all 3 pieces because I want to make sure that I have enough to make a pair of overalls. Yes, I am going to make another pair of overalls. Now, I've got to decide what pair I'm going to make. If I'm going to make another pair like this, or make one that just has buttons up the side. Now, also, I did pick up some other fabrics. Now, I picked up a green fabric. A little geometric print. And I saw it and I just loved it. So I picked that up because it was only a couple of dollars. I did pick up just a solid, like, forest green fabric, because you can never have too much solid, especially in this. You know, why not? So that is like what I'm going to do, is I'm going to make a pair of overalls out of this fabric. I may even have enough to make a jacket. I'll think about that. But yes, I'm so excited. I saw that and I had to show my daughter. I'm like, oh, look what I got. And she just shakes her head and just like rolls her eyes, and she's like, Mom, why am I related to you? And I was like, because you're my daughter. So this week's prompt for the sewing group, okay? So this week it says, who is your favorite person to sew for? Well, I obviously love sewing for my kids. I think that is awesome. But I also love sewing for myself, because like maybe 90% of what I wear is what I have sewn up myself. So I have a couple of t-shirts that I wear occasionally that are just ready-made, like just, you know, I didn't make them. And my big winter coat is, you know, I didn't make. But for jackets and stuff, I try to make those. And then, like, my socks and underwear, I don't make those. But, like, my outer clothes, like my shirts and pants and stuff, obviously what I wear pants are my overalls, because they're just comfy. It's like the ones that wear a dress all the time. It's comfy. Well, for me, it's wearing overalls. Well, when I was little, my dad wore overalls all the time. You know, we hardly ever saw him without overalls. It's like, well, I guess I got my love of overalls from my dad. I don't know if he loved them so much. It was more my mom that wanted him to wear them. But, you know, I love overalls. Now, just the fact that you're not having to do a button on the front and just like squeeze in your insides. You have the buttons on the side, but there's always like space. There's always space and room for ease and comfort. And that's the whole reason why we sew, right? Is to give us that sense of ease and comfort. Something that we are happy to wear, that we want to wear. Because if we got a garment and it didn't fit us properly, we're less likely to wear that if it's not something that calls to us. So for me, making my own clothes calls to me and gives me that accomplishment. Like, I got a compliment the other day. Like, I think it was Tuesday, I was picking up the fabric, and one of the ladies like, oh, I love what you're wearing. I'm like, oh, thank you, because I had my like denim jacket on that has the purple floral, and I'm like, I made this. She's like, you made that? Wow. And I'm like, yeah, I made my whole outfit. And I still wear a mask when I go into a store. Just because, that's just me. And so I had my mask on. And I'm like, I even made my mask. I made my shirt, my pants. I had made my jacket that I was wearing. And she was just floored. She was like, wow. And that, it kind of makes me, it makes me happy that someone else is complimenting me on what I made. Because I like to be an individual. I am. I love being able to make stuff for myself. And then when my daughter wears the stuff that I make for her, it warms my heart, because she wears it, and it's just like, wow, that is awesome. So yeah, I love making things for myself, and I love making things for my kids. It's what it is. Alright, so what else? There's really not much else. Except for my machine broke. But luckily I do have other machines. So not all is lost. It's just, it is what it is, right? Alright, well, I think that should be all for today. I thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of my subscribers and all of my viewers. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and talk to you later. Bye.